are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. And as you can see, we're still continuing on with all the patches that we had from A Realm Reborn, but we are finally moving on to 2.5, which is before the fall. So this is going to be the final patch for A Realm Reborn before we go immediately on into Heaven's Ward. So we're going to really try to see if we can crunch it here. So this video is going to be a bit longer than usual today. I'm going for at least an hour. And yeah, I don't remember too much of at least the beginning parts of these quests, but it really starts picking up really quickly near the end. I remember the end very well, so, because the best part is you don't really see it coming. I mean, you see kind of clues and hints kind of like sprinkled throughout the rest of the patches, but as for the whole thing, you really don't see like that complete ending coming. And to this day, like, no matter how good I'm not saying the other patches, like from the other expansions, are bad or anything, it's just not to that same level, like, because this ending was like really one of a kind. They really did an outstanding job with it, and while the other patches, like for the ends of other particular expansions, were good, just not as good as it was here, so this was really special. And hello. Sorry. Oh. She wanted to join in. Hi. Hello. Say hi. Yeah, this is Dinah. Big baby she is. Just jumped up on the table to join us, so let's go ahead and put you down here for play, okay? We'll play with your brother. Yeah, I got two of them here. That was Dinah. We have her brother Sylvester, who is somewhere. Probably see him later on, but okay, so let's go ahead and just immediately go straight into the whole thing. You can go ahead and watch us play from down there. Yeah, she's already curling up and going to sleep, so she's like, do what you want. Okay, so here we are back in the Rising Stones. We have Claire looking ready to go. Not really a fan of the outfit I put together this time. I mean, it's cute, but I don't think it says her. So I think I'll change it, like, a little bit later. But let's go ahead and go on to the next part of the series of quests with, what was it? Good Intentions. So Good Intentions. Minfilia is considering which of her many responsibilities demands her utmost attention. Which is funny because we don't really see you having responsibilities other than sitting on a desk all day. I am most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tremulous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, Antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems, however we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Claire in particular is ever a steady in hand, who I trust will continue to support the Braves. Do I have a choice? To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been any further developments regarding the situation in Udal? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was an Agarlian agent. Suffice it to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monitorous ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raubon needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be for the best if I were to remain in Udal, unless you have an objection? None whatsoever. We have matters well in hand here. Moonbreeder's research is proceeding apace, then. As planned, sorry. So she tells me, though I'm not familiar with the details. Oriange is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Claire, while we focus on the task, mayhap you could assist Alphino and his braves with theirs. It would do much to restore faith in the immortal flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Ryol's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish to keep secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Udon riots. When you are finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. Of course! I mean, even when there's nothing happening, you have a favor to ask. If there is any development on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. How about a vacation? Seriously. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but you're kind of taking advantage of the whole thing, which is kind of what sucks. Hello there. Hello, Claire. Are you sleeping well? You must be absolutely exhausted from saving the realm on a daily basis. Well, at least someone cares. Where's everyone else? Oh, there they are. Ever since Mumbrita arrived, the Rising Stones have been buzzing with excited energy. I must admit, her enthusiasm is rather contagious. I'm unfamiliar with the dishes of the lands to the north. Perhaps once Mumbrita has concluded her current research, she might deign to share with me her culinary knowledge. Well, I don't know if she has any. When the City of Learning was abandoned, a great many tomes were scattered and lost. How smoothly our research might proceed were we able to pursue the archives of yesteryear. Could we not go and find out? Mumbrita has charged us with acquiring some rather historic manuscripts, but I'm afraid the task has proven to be nigh impossible. Wonder why. Oh, they were having the middle of a conversation, too. We needed a rare ore to modify the white auracite, and Thancred solved the problem using only his link probe. I mean, it's great and everything, but where's the fun in that? When one is in need of precious commodities, it helps to have friends in the right places. Fortunately, I am well acquainted with the charming daughter of a successful Udon import merchant. Okay, that makes sense. Rory and I were in the eastern Danaland when the colossal shards of Dalamud pierced the ground. We stood witness to the subsequent explosion of ether and watched dumbfounded as the swirling energy solidified into those twisted crystal structures that we know so well. We were but stripling adventurers the night we saw fire rain from the sky and a pillar of light scorch the heavens. What a sight that was, eh, Courtenay? These two have been telling me stories about the corrupted crystal formations that appeared following the calamity. I'll need more data before I can draw on a conclusion, but I'm intrigued by the potential of their untapped energies. Okay, now that's taken care of. Pleasure as always, Claire. You'll be escorting the commander to Udon, I take it. Actually, I had another task in mind for her. If you would be so kind as to repeat your report for her benefit? Right then. Me and might have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons that found their way into refugee hands a ways back. So it happens we caught wind of something promising, rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quality of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain silent. Secret. Brings to mind that merchant that caught an arrow while talking to Claire, don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if ye want to be sure, it might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy? You can tell he's from Limsa. Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we may capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, Claire? Then it's settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Udal. I expect good tidings. I hate this music. It just creeps me out. Like, every time I hear it, I know something bad is about to happen. Okay, well, let's head out to Highbridge, which is in eastern Thanalan. Okay, yeah. Camp Drybone. So once we're here, we'll just have to head out to the right places. But honestly, when are they going to give the Warrior of Light a break? I mean, the typical life of the Warrior of Light here is they're on call 24/7. No breaks whatsoever. 0 days off. Constant suffering from life-threatening wounds, I can imagine. They wear the worst kinds of clothes for the climate because of the glam. Barely have any sleep, usually just standing outdoors overnight without moving, possibly not even eating anything unless they go charging into a dungeon or something, and even sometimes they don't. Now tell me, does that sound like a typical unloved, uncared warrior of light can live to a ripe old age? We need to take care of our Warrior of Light. It's important. Ah, Claire, my scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Black Marketer. It would seem that his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman of your standing, and Commander Levier needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Haven't found one in you. 'Tis only natural he would come to rely upon you without hesitation. Yeah, that's a problem there, because what is he planning on doing when the day comes that we say no? Okay, bait and switch. Ilbert is eager to bring the Black Marketer and his clients to justice. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me, Claire. Hey, big guy. So the burning wall is down from here. Man, it's so foggy. Okay, down through this way. I think that was a shortcut. Okay, so I'm starting to recognize the area. I think it's around, yeah, it's around here. There should be like some kind of a cave. Oh, okay, here we go. I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the Black Marketer unawares. Once you dispose of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let's be off. Good luck, my friend. Yeah, this is when things start to get a little suspicious. Okay, hired thug. It looks like he's been waiting for us. Hey, buddy! Who goes there? An adventurer? Damn fool, you should never have come here! You know, you think he would have tried to, you know, persuade them to leave. And what do you do? I mean, what would he have done if we were just regular adventurers and we just happened to wander here? I guess he would try to kill us, of course, but... I mean, do you really want to resort to violence right away? Especially since you're dealing with people who fight on a daily basis. Kill her and be done with it. Okay, we got a bodyguard. Not too bad. Hit us with slow. That sucks. That's it. Or not. Okay. There we go. Is that it now? Yep, looks like it. So let's go find the others. This is the cave. Just wait here for a moment. This won't take long. I don't understand. What's all this about? Oh, that's right. I remember now. Well, that didn't end so good for him, right? As you can see, this is a fine mess. I tried to restrain him. He drew a hidden blade and lashed out, but before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Olivier will be most disappointed. Damn it all, a good golden opportunity wasted. He's such a good actor, isn't he? As for the clients, though we know not how, they slip past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of Duskrite sellswords we suspect may be them. But that we could have enlisted the aid of the immortal flames or the brass blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons, yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, but this is anything but. Huh. Oh gee, I wonder why. I'm cynical by nature, I can't help it. But next one, best laid schemes. Elwood would like nothing more than to have this incident forgotten. I'm sure he would. I will join the first in their hunt for the Duskrite sellswords. If the gods are good, we'll catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Udal in my stead. Entrust them to the third, Hase. He will take care of the rest. Oh sure, you have us carrying back a great big crate on our own. Aren't you supposed to be a gentleman? Let's see what we've got here. Okay, and is it here? No, not here. Coerthas was here. Oh no, it's on the steps of Falal. Okay. Stuck running around trying to find him. There they are. Okay. Oh, hi, Wilred. And Anna Lane, he's here too. Ah, the warrior of light, ever reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Coerthas. Now, what brings you to us this day? One box filled with contraband. Gift of weapons from a certain black marketer, courtesy of Captain Ilbert, you say? Understood. Once we catalog the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? Rael stated with confidence that there would be a far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehood, clearly. Rael is unfamiliar with the ways of the Udon merchants, who ever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful that his information was not completely onerous, and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. Really? It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you know further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the Cerulean processing plants. Time for the fort to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Alien, for the freedom of all. I never liked this little prick. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the Immortal Flames will hear of your contribution. Until we meet again. Claire, a word if it please ye. Where'd you show up from? Not here. Look for me on the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time. Don't ye worry. Yeah, I really don't think that's going to help because there's usually a lot of people there anyway. Because it is the marketplace. Plus, you kind of stand out anyway, Rael, because of the blue coat. Thanks for indulging me request. Your place is better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I get to the point. The burning wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything. Leave no detail out. Yeah, so already he suspects something too. I've always liked him. That's not quite how the first told it. These dust sprites they were chasing. Latest word is that we lost the trail. How convenient. But you never saw him yourself, not before the fighting started, and not after? Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in me bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boast. Our information was reliable, goddammit. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I had never deciphered a moneylender's books or had to follow a transaction back to its source. They had plenty of that back when the race was getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking guilt from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days the money flows like water, and the first and third get the shiniest new toys. Give me, friend. I've a lot on me mind these days, and I appreciate you lending me an ear. Right then, best get back to it. Claire, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you are able. Oh, really? Alright, fine, but only because you asked, Tataru. I can't say no to you. Thank you for coming so quickly, Claire. We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most, determined lady by all indications. Lucia. Okay, I know what this is going. The Rising Course. Yes, it's leading us to the next dungeon. Tataru seems eager to escort you to the Solar. Oh, wow, I remember this dungeon. Our guest is with the antecedent in the Solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? Alright, let's get this going. But if you to join us, we have much to discuss. At this point, it would be more unnerving if he spoke plainly. Unexpected tidings from the north, borne by the Lord Commander II. What manner of wind bloweth this day? I got so much to say. I think it's funny, but oh well. We'll not dwell on it.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Coerthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity.
Yeah, I remember seeing that cutscene. That's from the original 1.0
Ariange
series,
has the
which
right
is
of it.
beautifully done.
Whatever
Even
this
after all
alteration
time.
in the Dragonstar portends, the great worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Sorma. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you.
Well,
do you accept?
If he asks, I can't say no to him either.
We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
Yeah, I forgot how
prepare
much
for
she
what,
didn't like
pray
us.
tell?
Like in these days, Lucia really didn't like us. I know why, but I don't want to say.
His brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Forgive me if I state all what you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. As As Orianji stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius Van Belsar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought of his victory was a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Sumur, legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the Great Worm fell countless airships before engaging the Agrius. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's ceruleum engines failed, and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. I'm not saying that this same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, drained the lake of its waters, and crystallizing ether for moms around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center a constant reminder of that fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Emmerich's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own task. There is much to be done and precious little time to do it. Let's head out. Midgard Summer was once worshipped as the guardian deity of Silvertear Falls, yet there he has lain for 15 years. Okay. Before I depart, I must needs speak with the antecedent in private, if you would be so kind. Okay, fine, be that way. Yeah, Lucia really did not like us during the beginning here. It's not really until much later on, like, I think through parts of Heaven's Ward that they really started to like us. And I don't think anything here has changed, so let's just go straight on out. So yeah, Mordona actually used to be a really beautiful, thriving place. There were like trees and rivers and forests and like great big plains of greenery as far as the eye can see. It was really quite a luxurious like oasis, I suppose you could call it. And then the Battle of Silvertear Skies happened, which caused the Agrius to crash into the lake, which ended up destroying parts of the lake. It's actually a lot smaller than it used to be. I think they said it was like less than half the size it once was. And all the ether that was stored like inside the lake there was kind of released. That's where all these like great big vast amounts of crystal that are jutting out of the land came from, because all of the ether that was released when the Agrius pretty much blew up. So you can actually see it here, just like the faint shadow, like there's the wings of the dragon king. Like he's the father of dragons. And so this really shows you just how big he must have been. I guess sleeping in the lake for all that time has really caused him to grow. Yeah, so this is the water, so it's just so destructive just thinking about it. Okay, so there's the Doman Watch. He probably thinks this is so boring. You know, just standing here watching over like a dead carcass in a busted airship. You're in luck, miss. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake. But I cannot say for certain at this distance. I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrum supply lines have been cut for some time, and I wager they're desperately in need of spare parts and other equipment. So it's true then. The Ishgardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again? Well, from here that seems rather unlikely, but if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures which inhabited the wreckage and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to use fire upon an airship, so I advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrius, then climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. Okay. I mean, I was going to suggest maybe we could just fly up there, but no, we can't really do that, huh? Alright, so let's go ahead and head inside. And about a 5-minute wait. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it there for just a quick moment. Well, it's yours for the taking, though I wouldn't make the journey without a few friends at my side, as those Guardians won't hesitate to attack you. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead. So we'll be right back once we have a full party. I'm back. Hi everyone, I'm back. So I got a party here. That actually took a surprisingly long time, but okay, we're moving on. So we have the Keeper of the Lake. We're heading in. If our healer will just go ahead and agree to come in with us. Okay, there we go. I was afraid they were going to say no and we would have to wait a little longer. I really do enjoy this dungeon, though. Like, especially near the end. It's just great. Oh, man. It looks so cool. Like, I get that it's supposed to be like a dried husk of a carcass that his body has become, but it looks, it actually looks like it. You can actually believe it. Okay, so this bottom part is really mostly creatures that kind of came from the lake, I suppose, because we got these giant crabs. Okay. Come on. Stay focused on me, boys. Yeah, it's not until we reach the first boss that we actually start to see more of the Garleans appearing. Okay. Yep, so we got some more creatures from around here. Okay, somebody did that. That wasn't me. A lot of nasties here. A lot of fish, lake creatures. Creatures. It's right after these guys we face the first boss, though. I hate when the toads do that. They just use their tongue and pull you in close. I mean, I don't like toads in real life, but these things are even freakier. Like, how do they get this big? Okay, so this is the first boss right up here. So it's another one of Garlean technology, it looks like, or... really don't know how to put it. Definitely some kind of creature here that seems to have picked up, like, a bunch of the bombs, and I don't know. So it's kind of like a mixture of, like, Garlean technology being used. See, he grabs a gun, like... A flamethrower. Like, who has a flamethrower or something like that? I'm pretty sure it's yep. Okay, so every once in a while, its two buddies are gonna drop cerulean tanks. Try not to get hit with the tanks because they do blow up. If you hit them, though, they should get knocked back. Yep, there we go. Oh no, we got another one. Okay, and we have the bigger ones that cause bigger booms, so try to stay away from those. And it has a machine gun! Like, how does, like, a creature from the lake know how to use a machine gun? What's the point? Okay, now it has a flamethrower again, and we're running out of room. Uh-oh. Okay, knock them back. Knock everything back. Knock everything back. Quick. And we have to... Ooh, that one's about to explode. It's a big one, too. We have to try to stay away from that. Ooh, yeah. The big ones do, like, a whole area-wide AoE. Smaller ones, not as big. Okay, there we go. That wasn't so bad. Almost there. Okay, so the hall is no longer sealed, so let's head straight upwards. So this area is really going to be more for Garlean territory. Yep, there we go. Probably standing guard while their buddies kind of strip the place for parts. I'll give them this. Their Garlean technology does last for a long time. I mean, it's already been 15 years, and even though everything's kind of in ruins, like, they still have parts that are working. So it's almost as impressive as Alag. Well, maybe not as impressive, but it's still impressive that it can still work even after 15 years of being half submerged in a lake. Okay, so we got the key. Alright, so we just use that for the terminal. And I don't know why that thing is still behind that. I find it strange here because the Agrius it's kind of like a blimp shape. So when it's like flying through the sky, it is like a giant blimp. So when it fell, it kind of fell like head first, like into the lake. So it's kind of standing on its side, and yet all the stairs here are completely straight up when they're supposed to be kind of on their side too. So like, I don't know what the internal structure kind of happened, but yeah, so when it fell, so like instead of like this, the stairs would be kind of like that. Like there'd be like straight sideways like that. So I have no idea how that happened, like inside like a twisted upside down like blimp shaped airship. But I don't know. I really don't know how they built it. So, and these guys not really too tough. Just take care of the soldiers, and once we're done here, you just go straight for the inductor over there. That will break the barrier surrounding the Colossus that's kind of stuck in like its playpen. Yeah, and now it comes out to play. I know this kind of seems like a bad idea, you know, unleashing like a great big dangerous Colossus, but the Colossus kind of has the part we need to move forward, so we kind of have to take care of it. So we just grab the key card and we can go forward now. I think this is where the next boss is. Let's go, let's go. So this is definitely more Garlean technology this time around. Yep, so it's like another aircraft here. A gunship. Magitech gunship. So try to avoid those great big AoEs here because it really unleashes like a really long like flamethrower. And every once in a while he'll target like a random party member and then drop like pools of fire. So try to avoid those as best you can. Just do what that person did, just kind of like hug the side and just draw them away just so that you have enough room. If you're not careful, you can find yourself standing in a place with really nowhere to go. So come on, focus on me, big guy. Another flamethrower is coming. Just trying to make sure I got his attention. Okay, good news is the fire does disappear after a few minutes, so. It looks like more is coming our way, so try to avoid those. And every once in a while, ads pop up. Yeah, here we go. We have a Vanguard. They're not too bad. They're mostly annoying. They're annoying more than anything else. We're almost there. Yeah, as you can see, no place to stand except the teeny tiny little corner. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So the next area, we're reaching the very top of the airship. So this is my favorite part. Because we're standing literally like on his bones. So we have a few falcons. I think a couple dragons in this area too. Like some of it is like great-great-grandchildren or something. And you know, every once in a while, like an airship will fly overhead and you see an AoE on the ground, he'll just like drop like bombs or fire on them. If you have the odds, the ads standing in those, they'll get hit too. It does really tiny damage, but it can't help out in a pinch. Yep, there we go. Let us through here. Yep, we have a couple dragons who have kind of stuck around all this time, I guess. So just this patch, and I think maybe one more. And that's when we reach the final boss, who is awesome. The final boss is just I think it was really creative what they did with the final boss here. So you take care of this, that's when we open up the path for the last one. Here we go. Gunship retreats, alright. So I'm guessing this was like the command center or something. Not sure exactly what that floor was once used for, but... Oh, there it is, the music.
Who treadeth now upon my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet?
That voice, oh, just sent goosebumps down my spine.
Thou hast forgotten the face of thy Lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me.
Oh, look at that. So it's like his ghost, like his, well, he's not really a ghost, it's more like his spirit somehow took reform. And that voice, oh, it's just spectacular. I'm not saying that the voice that we get for Midgardsormr in Heaven's Ward is bad either. It's just not as good. It just really is not as good. Because I can actually believe, like, he is the father of all dragons. Like, he is, like, this near godlike level of dragon. Okay, so for this fight, we have two dragons that are coming back to life. Yes, you heard right. He has the power to do that, apparently. And brings back these two dead corpses of dragons. So for the first one here, always drag this dragon as far away from Midgardsormr as as far as possible, like around this area here, because if he's standing too close, then that will make it harder to kill him. It'll kind of give him like a really higher defense, whereas if you pull him away, it weakens the defense. And we have another ad haven't appeared, which is like, it's one of those little bird, like horned bird things that we saw during the first fight. We have to kind of take care of that. So once we kill it and we see like this giant AoE popping up, run over to it so that because it drops the machine and it creates a shield for us. Yeah, so if you don't have that shield up, it's an automatic wipe. So yes, first boss, so the first dragon, fight it, the ad comes in, fight that and kill it, it drops the machine, creates a shield, get in the shield, protect yourself. Yes, and as you can see, like, the two dragons share HP with Midgard's armor. Okay, now he's invulnerable because he went ahead and brought back the second dragon. So for this one, it's the opposite. Instead of dragging it away, you have to drag it as close as possible to Midgard's armor. That will help lower its defensive. I don't know how that works, but apparently that's what you do. Okay, otherwise just watch out for the AoEs. It can be a little hard standing around here. But once this dragon is... Usually once the dragons are halfway down with their HP, that's when the ad pops up. So about halfway there, almost. Yeah, I hate this one. Yeah, that's going to be a big blow. There we go. See, there it is. That's the ad. So the others will take care of the ad. I'll keep the dragon focused on me. And just let it die out. You know, I think that's actually the same ones that we've seen during the first fight, now that I think of it. Run over here into the shield. It will protect us from the blast. There we go, and just all we gotta do is finish taking care of this, and then whatever's left of HP from Spirit Midgard's armor, which is usually like around 5 to 10%. And there, yes, okay. I mean, in his defense, he was asleep for 15 years, so probably not up to his full strength, because if he was, we probably wouldn't be standing here. Okay. This cutscene's over. Move on. This is a really good cutscene. You're really going to enjoy this.
By her gifts hast thou earned a moment's reprieve. Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. Guided by a star. My people have heard.
I'm surprised no one else heard his voice that whole time.
Ishgard shall burn. Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. We do not forget. We do not forgive.
Yeah. That alone really helps sums up a lot of Heaven's Word. Like, this is a really good reference there.
One now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but
I think he does know a
chosen.
lot more about the past and everything about Hydaelyn than he lets on.
To me,
But he just doesn't want to tell us.
I remember, and I consent. Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
Here it comes. It kind of shocks me when I first saw it. Oh boy. So technically he kept his promise. He's not going to hurt us, but at the same time he's not planning on helping us either. All the crystals went dark. And this is going away. Oh boy. Yeah, that made things still a lot more complicated.
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker. Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine. I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing. Thou didst profit
so we don't have Blessing of Light anymore.
by her grace, but no more.
Oh, here he comes. He's so cute now.
The covenant binds me to thee. I shall watch
So basically telling us that we're stuck with him.
and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp.
That's true.
I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song.
That's a very interesting way to phrase it.
A beginning and an end.
Okay. So basically, Midgardsormr, he sees that we've been chosen by Hydaelyn, and so there's some kind of pact, there's some kind of a deal that went on between him and Hydaelyn long ago, and so he's decided to test us now. So we still have the Echo. What Gardzamar did was he took away the Blessing of Light. So we don't have access to all those crystals that we worked so hard to obtain before. And so we kind of lost some of the protection that we got from that. It was never really clear to begin with what the Blessing of Light actually does. I was beginning to fear the worst. Were those explosions I saw? But you shouldn't waste time talking with me. Alphino had left a message stating that you were to return to the Rising Stones at once. Of course. So yes, we no longer have the Blessing of Light. We still have the Echo, of course, so we can go ahead and still fight against Primals, because that's pretty much what they want us for. And we now have a brand new minion. So Father of Dragons, the Keeper of the Lake, Bane of the 14th Legion. While it's difficult to believe the Yom Long Pup could be any of these things, he assures you that his current form is only temporary while he awaits the reconstruction of a new corporal vessel. Wow, so he may be coming back full size further, like a lot sooner than we expect. So a lot happened there, and I do think like he's going to have a lot of information. I really hope we get to talk with him again in Endwalker. I really do think that they will be showing him again because he was a great companion. Like, we only saw him like very occasionally throughout Heaven's Ward, but I thought he was a really good companion to have with us. So I kind of hope that we have him stick around till then. So here we go. And I think once we're done with this quest, we'll go ahead and call it a day there. Yeah, I think we're reaching close to the hour mark if we haven't already. Yep, looks like everyone's been waiting for us. Hello, Lucia. Have you spoken with Commander Levier yet? He's been pacing again. And okay, so that's a good sign. So if we ever see him pacing, we know that he's anxious, he's worried, or upset. So yeah, that's something to keep an eye out. Alright, we're back, everyone! Truth interpreted as truth transformed. Today's heroes may yet become tomorrow's gods, or something else. So like tomorrow's villains, really? Welcome home, Claire. Alphino was worried sick about you. Why don't you go and set his mind at ease? Well, he's sitting right next to us, so he should be able to see that. Praise the 12 that you are hale and whole. As soon as Minfilia informed me of Sir Emmerich's request. You have completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it. Then I would hear your report. Oh, this is gonna be great. You converse with Midgardsimer? I swear were anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it with considerable skepticism. Are we to understand that the Worm Lord did not perish, and has in sooth laid dormant these past 15 years? Less a resurrection and more a rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Yeah, you guys really should have seen this coming. Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Clearly an attack is imminent. We must share this information with Sir Emmerich immediately. However, we dare not divulge your conversation with Midgardsimer in its entirety. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of a Dravanian is a grave but necessary risk. Least we forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as much. For your own protection, as well as for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, this truth cannot leave this room. As for how we shall present our revelation to Sir Emmerich's emissary, you may leave that to me. Pray remain here for now. I mean, I appreciate you're trying to protect me, so I guess that proved they care. Is there something you're not telling us, Claire? You seem different somehow. It's almost as if you are missing something. Something important. Yeah, kinda. 12 forfend! Midgardsimer stripped you of the blessing of light? Are you all right? How do you feel? I see. It is a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. beggars belief that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Midgardsormr made mention of a covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silvertear Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Aniak and Nimia, brother Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgardsormr ever watch over the source, from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder, what if this was the covenant of which he spoke, and 'twas not the gods with whom he treated, but Heideland herself? Kinda, yeah. The story's really interesting. Well, if he is watching over you as he claims, mayhap you will have an opportunity to ask. Let's keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. Oh, sure, so I have to carry it on my own. I just like to complain with you guys, okay? I'm sorry if I'm so grim all the time. Oh, and he's here! Art thou a pawn, or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal? I don't do as good a job with his voice. But you see, even he is calling BS on our treatment. And he just met us. And the Warrior of Light, look, like she knows. Claire knows that she's not being treated fairly here, so. Oh, vindication!
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Worm Lord and lived to tell the tale. I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different. And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
Well, I think that's a nice way to end things. So let's go ahead and close it out here. The Ishgardians have warred with the Dranians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Midgardsormr who roared, a call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Yeah, one of his 7 children, that's the first brood. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we cannot do naught but observe the situation at a distance and pray that our fears are unfounded. Oh boy, yeah, that's fun. So the next class is either on demand, but I think we'll go ahead and call it there. So that's just going to be our first little taste of 2.5, and I'm going to try to keep them as long as possible. I'm going to try to stick to around an hour so that we can get through it as soon as possible and get on to Heavensport. So yeah, I guess that's it for right now. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Fantasy Girl signing out.